Hello, welcome to my Let's Play of Little Big Adventure 2. This is another one of my favorite childhood games. It's sort of a mixture between an adventure game, a role-playing game, and a point-and-click adventure game. You play in a very wide open world where you solve puzzles and, yeah, you fight a lot. So, I'm not really gonna talk too much I'm gonna start up soon. There's just one thing I gotta do. It's a shout out to Warrior Doc the Awesome. I'm finally playing the game now. You don't have to bother me about it. Are you happy now that I'm playing the game? Are you happy? Are you happy? Because I'm very happy. I mean, this is a good game. Why shouldn't I be happy playing it? So, without further ado, the intro.
Hello, I'm Twinson, the hero of this adventure. Can you see me up in the box up there with my girlfriend Zoe? That's my trusty friend Dino Fly on the right, and that's a portrait of Sendel, our benevolent goddess, who breathes life into everything. Thanks to the medallion and the magical power she gave me, I was able to save our beautiful planet Twinsun. I had to investigate all the islands to save Zoe and prevent our world from being destroyed. The terrible dictator Funfrock had the entire planet in his grip, until I came along. Yep, I'm proud to say Zoe and I are expecting good news. We'll soon be hearing the pitter-pat of tiny feet, so we gotta hurry up and get everything ready. Our world lives in peace nowadays. Everything's calm, and we all have our place in the sun.
If you're curious, by the way, no, I haven't actually played the first game, but you don't actually need to have played it too much in order to understand the plot of this game. It's mostly just the beginning where you might need a few clues.
Twinson, rush to the downtown pharmacy and find a cure for Dino Fly. He's just crashed in the garden and looks injured.
So, yeah. This is the game. Aww. Basically... You know, why do I need to describe it? I've already told you what the game is all about. So this is Twinsen. As you may notice, he's currently walking about. He has... One of the game mechanics is that you can change what mood he's in. For instance, in normal he can walk around and interact with objects. But actually he can interact with any object despite what any mood he is in. It was so in the first game, you can only interact with objects when you were in the normal mode. But in this game, you can interact with objects in any other mode. Then you have Sporty. Twinsen can run. Probably the mood you stay mostly in. You can also jump. Aggressive. And discreet. You can also... crouch down to hide behind objects. There's actually a fair amount of stealth in this game. Or actually it's more, you can use stealth to avoid fights, because fighting in this game can be a little bit tricky.
Hello?
You just found your magic ball. When you wear your ancestral tunic, you'll be able to bounce it at your enemies.
Shake that.
May seem a little silly, but this is actually your primary attack in the game. The ball will... Basically, depending on your mood, Twins will also throw his ball in different ways, so... You can suit up your combat style based on that.
You have found 3 darts.
This is the most pointless weapon in the game. In fact, it can't actually harm any enemy.
You just found your holo map. To use it, look in the inventory by pressing Shift, or simply press Tab.
So, this is Twin Sun. It's a planet divide that has... It rotates around 2 suns. One in each polar area. Because of this, the polar region is actually located in the middle of the planet, which divides the planet in half. And this is an image of the current island you're on.
This is the text of the ancient prophecy. It's intended for my family, in case my descendants are also called by Sendel. Hopefully, I'll never need it again. And that's all I've got left from the house that Funfrock raised.
From what I understand, Funfrock was the main villain of the first game. He was essentially a scientist that had the ability to clone and teleport enemies. While it may not seem like much, it actually had a fair amount. He actually had a fair amount of power of that. Think about it. He could clone an army, which he could send instantaneously almost anywhere. That's actually kind of powerful. Here's a little bit so we can catch up to speed about the plot from the first game.
Zoe's diary. Dear Diary, today I'll tell you the story of the adventure I had with Twinsen under the dictatorship of Dr. Funfrock. It was long, long ago. This Dr. Funfrock, a Quetch,
Twinsen's race,
was oppressing the populace with terrible violence, thanks to the techniques of cloning and mutation, but mostly through his mastery of teleportation. His power dominated everyone. He even had the Northern Hemisphere evacuated in order to execute his plan. This plan consisted of a gigantic drilling operation aimed at reaching the heart of Twinsen and grabbing the magic energy of the Sendels. Without the providential intervention of Twinsen, who eliminated Funfrock, this demented project would have resulted in the implosion of the planet and the destruction of the stellar entity living in its center. Twinsen had hardly practiced magic since this day of triumph, when Sendel exceptionally entrusted him with his immense power.
Sendel is, as you can see in the bottom screen on the portrait down there, sort of a goddess of this planet, which...
This portrait of Zoe is magnificent.
Yeah, that's not Sendel. This is Sendel.
To my future descendants, I have lent to Miss Bloop's private museum the medallion and the ancestral tunic which rightfully belong to you. Signed, Twinson.
When that symbol appears, it means that you now have a location you should visit in order to complete the game. Something that was very different for this game was that it actually left me from a 2D perspective into a fully 3D game for the actual open world. And while it may not seem as much these days, the 3D was actually quite impressive when the game was released. Oh, that music is awesome!
How are you doing, Dino Buddy?
Oh, what a fall! I'm hurt badly. Under normal conditions, I could have taken you for a spin in the air, but this time, you'll have to treat me first.
How are you doing, Dino?
Yeah.
Oh,
Excuse me?
Tell me, Twinsen, did you find something to cure the dino fly?
I'm still looking for a cure. Don't worry, I'll find one.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. I was just looking for how you change the camera perspective.
Hello, Bob.
nice to see you, Twinsen. The storm really chapped my eye. I just can't calm down. And you, don't forget that you can change your
Fun thing about the game, you could look around in the trash cans and stuff for items.
Hello.
I don't take anybody in the storm. I hate this weather. And why doesn't the weather wizard intervene, huh? By the way, did you notice that you could jump while you were running?
I'm just gonna scrap up a little bit of money. Thank you. Ah, there. I think I have enough.